I want you to get an understanding first of what I'm talking about. There's a benefit and that's a con. So let's get to the benefit before I start telling you my opinion. See, the benefit of being celibate is that you avoid diseases, or you avoid emotional connection, and you avoid going into that position of learning to love or be loved with someone right now, because you don't have that. You love yourself more to wait for the mate that you believe is going to give you what you want and make you happy. So you wait. That's the benefit of it, is to wait for the right person. Okay? The benefit of abstaining is you're what? Avoiding diseases. You're avoiding being hurt. You avoid relationship issues, confrontations. You avoid things that you're not ready for. So that means you're working on yourself. Okay? That's the benefit of being celibate and abstaining. Well, what's the con? Now, there's some con now. We're going to talk about this. Some con. Now, I don't mind you guys. Send me a message. Say what you got to say. If you have any other information you want to tell me. Now, what's the con? Because there's a con. There's a con in being celibate. The con is you're not accepting or being ready to accept emotional relationships. And you feel that it's not the time or the place for you as an individual to go into that arena of love and being sexual active with someone. Now, it's not something that you have to do. It's just that you decide that you will wait. You will wait until you meet the person that's going to give you what you want and the desire that should be fulfilled by another person. So you decide, well, I'll just wait. I'll just wait for that person and stay in my lane until I meet that person. Or you may want to be a nun. Or you may want to, be a priest. Or you just don't want to at all. Because and I'll talk about that after I finish saying what I'm saying. But the con is that you're not accepting most people right now. And you could have some fear. You could be, what's that word? Help me, guys. What's the word when you don't, introvert? Is that the right word? When you don't want to get close to people right now. So it's a con to it because you're still dealing with yourself. So it's a con to celibacy, okay? Now, the con to abstinence is you have a loss of affection. So you just want to abstain from it. So you've lost the affection for someone. You have sexual frustration. You may have a sexual issue. You may not be able to satisfy your mate anymore. You may have be on a lot of medicine. And so therefore it doesn't allow you to be able to perform better for that person. Or you just have a lack of pleasure in the act of a sexual activity. And so that is a con in abstaining. Now, let's talk about what makes what is the reason that here's why I'm talking about it. The problem is that you all are trying to define being celibate and abstaining as the same, and they're not the same. Now, I'm talking about this because a lot of men and a lot of women go out here and say, "Oh, I'm celibate," but you had a baby last year. You had sex 6 months ago. You were married a year ago, but you celibate. See, y'all don't understand what celibacy means. Celibate means that you have never, ever had sex. Now, I'm trying to figure out why you all out there saying you're celibate. And you've just had all those things I just said to you. So there's no way you're celibate. If you don't understand the definition of what I'm talking about, celibate, it's a person who's never had sex. That's being celibate. They have no desire. They don't want it right now. They're willing to wait, and they have never had sex. That's being celibate. What you're actually doing is abstaining. abstaining. Abstaining is a decision to say, oh, I don't want to have, I'm just going to cut it off. I don't want to deal with it anymore. I'm tired of being used. I'm tired of being hurt. I'm tired of going through the changes. People are not treating me right. And I'm just not giving up the sex anymore. That's abstaining. That's abstinence. That's when you make a decision that you will no longer get yourself involved in a sexual activity. And you all are out here saying you're celibate. You don't understand the difference. What do you think the reason of the words exist? They don't exist for you to use it loosely. You're not, if you have ever had sex and you decide to no longer have sex, you are abstaining. You have made a conscious decision that you will no longer be in a romantic relationship. You don't want a romantic relationship. You're not interested in having sexual activities. You just decide that I'm going to work on myself and I don't want to deal with anyone right now. That is abstaining. So can you all please start using the word that I've decided I'm going to abstain from any sexual activity at this time? Because you're not celibate. So get over it and stop claiming you're celibate, okay? Now, the solution to all this is, in a nutshell, and we're gonna be done. If you decide that you at this moment in time have never had sex, have never engaged in sex, you stay strong until you believe you are ready to meet the mate that makes you happy. Don't let no one push you into that. Don't let anyone convince you of that. You get in that position of love and desiring someone when you are ready. And until then, don't let someone convince you that they're going to love you better and do give you what you want when you're not sure. If you're not sure, don't do it. Stay who you are. Stay strong in your conviction and do not change that decision based on somebody else's want or need. Be ready to do what you're ready to do when you're ready. Now, for those who are abstaining, if you make a conscious decision to abstain, do that until you're ready. If you are working on yourself, if you're working on you had to start over, you have a financial crisis, you are confused, you don't want the affection of a mate at this time because you're doing things in your life, then do that and abstain until you're able to give someone proper affection, until you're able to understand how to love someone better and how you want to be loved better. Then abstain until you want to be treated a certain way so that you can have great sexual activities or great romantic activities, or just to have someone love you the way you should be loved. Then wait.